Shall we start? Shall we start or won't wait? Friends, on the way. Yeah. We will start. Okay. Let them join. They will come also. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah. People online can also hear good morning. Hello. Can you all hear? Hello. Can everybody hear online? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can.
Can you all hear? Hello. Can somebody please stop up? And the audience online here, please, somebody come from. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, let's go. Every morning, no? Need the energy, guys. Yeah. Hope people online can see the screen. Can see the screen.
See the screen.
Um, yeah. Okay, let's start. Now you all have access to the course materials downloaded. No need to take copies, but you all have the access. So let's talk all the other works, texting and all these messaging. Okay. So last week only we have just started. It was introduction to the module audit and assurance. And we have discussed to some extent what is audit and assurance future CEOs, CFOs. So what we have discussed, if specifically not mentioned, it is this audit, that audit refers to what audit? No, if specifically not mentioned, this audit is management audit or this audit, that audit. That audit is refers to what audit? External audit, excellent. So, but in, so this particular term audit is always refers to external audit, where there is entity and people like you and me, once you qualify, then they will visit outside the organization entity and they take sets of financial statements and then they do the audit with the aim of issuing opinion. So we call this as external audit. If this want to happen in a company, can you give me another name? External audit naming convention. If that want to happen in a company, same external audit. Knock the door, you come annually, take the financials, go through and issue the opinion. We call external audit. If this was to happen in a company, under the Companies Act, we also call that as S word, statutory audit. Very good. Last week we have discussed all these things, you know. It's a matter of recall the memories. Young people, not much work during the week. I don't know, I'm just saying. Okay, by the way, you will have an exam. I will support in that, don't worry, but always knowledge is super important. Otherwise, there's no point that I come here and discuss all these things. Yeah. And then also we have discussed this term called a classical concept called assurance. And what we have discussed, audit or the assurance is the bigger one. Excellent. Assurance is the bigger one. Audit represents as part of that. What else? And few other audits. And then we basically moved into it where it was very first day, not much, but we discussed some of the requirements. How much do you think companies pay for auditors? Just throw a number. Saturday morning, yeah? 50,000. That's fine. How about you? Annually, how much do you think that you pay for auditors? 100,000. Because your friend is saying this much. This boy. Just throw a number. Huh? 0.6 million, 600,000. 60,000. 6 lakhs, 600,000. 0.6 million. Remember? Sorry. This balcony. You. How much do you think? It's no number. In Sri Lanka, let's see. Global, of course. I know, yes. Huh? You. This number. 5. Yes, no matter what, you can. What do you think? 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees. Okay, so in Sri Lanka, actually, it goes beyond the number of 50 million. 50 million per annum. 50 billion. In global context, it exceeds 500 million. So it's like, it's just for the professional service. 50 million ke lakhs once a year, not much. If you want, now we can go to a couple of annual reports in Sri Lankan companies. Why don't they 50 already, 60 million? So, no, I just want to tell you what all these numbers, you guys are small scale people. You have about a couple of years to go and see the numbers in the corporate world. But I just, this is how basically audit, why the reason. When you issue the opinion, please, Saturday morning, when you issue an opinion as auditor, as qualified chartered accountant, bunch of chartered accountants in Sri Lanka, big 5 audit firms, there are about 30 plus, there are more than, but in a high level top positions, 30 plus chartered accountants, senior people. Can you say that once you issue an opinion, oh, there is a mistake, can you please accept? And also, to whom you are going to say? Last week we were discussing like who are the owners of a listed company, and we know what is shareholders. How many only shareholders? My God. So you have to call all these people and say sorry. Not practical. And again and again and again and again. My point is, start a shame. Ask him 50 million and say sorry. Better jump into Galle river. Rather say sorry. When you are a professional, you are also a human being, I do. But please, mistakes must be and always at zero. If any professionals wants to come and say, sorry, I didn't mistake. Yeah, you are a human being, I don't know the other part. For me, not acceptable. So we were just discussing the size of this context for audit in Sri Lanka and the global context. And also we will discuss. So let's start things for today. Last week we were discussing this what we call big companies. Anybody had interest during the weekend? Not weekend, rather the whole week. You had. What is this enrollment? Please have this enthusiasm, we call. Okay. Then you can be a chartered accountant quickly, CEO quickly. Enthusiasm. Agency theory also we have discussed. Online people, I hope they are. This also we have discussed. Excuse me. And then ISS. I use the term secondary benefits. Then where is primary? Then there can be always one only. No? When we say secondary benefits, primary only one. What is primary benefit of an audit? Now, I don't again and again say external audit, statutory audit, financial statement audit. Audit means external audit. Unless otherwise, specifically I mentioned, you mentioned. What is the primary benefit of audit? These are secondary benefits. Last week we discussed. Yes, get an opinion from veteran people, expertise, auditors. When you say chartered accountant, finance, auditing, one more. Tax. They are the masters. So you are getting an opinion from the masters. No hesitation. That is a primary benefit. For that you pay 50 million, 60 million in Sri Lanka annually. Now, secondary benefits. When auditors, visits. There is a term called, later I want to discuss, but I'll tell at this moment as well. Professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. Maybe for the first time, don't worry. Pronounce nicely, please. Especially when you attend interviews and all, pronounce words nicely. Otherwise, you're telling Sinhala. Professional skepticism. Sakasahita manasa. Mental schema. Professional skepticism. Now, when you knock the door and enter into the organization, I see you like, I'm not having a confidence in that organization. All these documents, what you have prepared, payment vouchers and everything, I have a suspicious in my mental schema. I have a doubt on that. I basically have a suspicious on you. You are a very nice guy. But I don't show. It's in here. We call professional skepticism. That is only for auditors. Sometimes they are for lawyers as well. But auditors. Why? What's the reason? Having that mindset, mental schema, what's the benefit audit is getting? Until you clear your mental schema, you want to check again and again and again and again. Ask questions again and again and again and again. So that helps you to detect some of the frauds and errors. Let's say for some reason, particular auditor was not able to detect any frauds or errors, but later found by CID, police, or let's say internal auditors, there is a fraud. What's your name? Ashma was the external auditor. Your name? Huh? Lakman. Rahman. Rahman is the internal auditor. Okay. You are the external auditor, you are the internal auditor. You are police guy. What's your name? I think this police guy. 3 people. Now, you also come and do the audit and finish and say goodbye. You get your money also in the pocket. You are internal auditor, you always as an employee inside the organization. You are in the payroll. You are also checking. You on invitation came. Why? There is a fraud. Unfortunately, external auditor was not able to detect. What will happen? What will happen to you? Can shareholder sue against you? Because you were not able to detect frauds and errors. Can or can't? Basically, external auditor was failed. There was a fraud, but couldn't detect. What will happen to you? He's a shareholder. Can he sue against you? You did not do the job. Cannot harm. Why? You have the reason. It's a secondary matter. You go to the court, you will also come, you will also attend. And when the judge basically asking questions, what you have to say? It was my main objective is to see whether financial statement having any misstatements. I was not intended to see all these frauds and errors. That was not my duty. But they can expect while I am doing these things, any frauds, yes, I will tell you. But my intention was not to see the frauds. Yeah. But yeah, he again and again can ask questions. See, listen everybody. Before 2012, you will release by the court. But after now, 2012, judge will repeatedly ask the question. You are a chartered accountant. Yes. What do you do as audit? I'm just checking and checking and checking. But I believe that this you should have also found. Yes, then you will be guilty. Or otherwise, you can release. Now we can't say straight away auditor is having not responsibility on this. Depends on how you argue and provide you all the explanations. You are a chartered accountant? Yes. You have the knowledge? Yes. You have the skills? Yes. Basically what you do? You are checking and checking and checking and checking. And why you are not able to solve? So better than detect, prevent this more proactive now. When the auditors are visiting, employees are talking about them. See. Don't do these things now. Auditors are there. If they catch, we'll lose the job. You see? Prevent. That's a good thing. This is a false model. This very good. But all these are secondary benefits. This one is super. Auditors, in addition to the audit report and the audit opinion, we will discuss later. They will send another letter to the organization. Another letter. We call that in short. We call in short ML. ML font. Management letter. There are a few other names later we will discuss. Management letter. It includes all the deficiencies, all the pitfalls, all the loopholes, all the drawbacks that the auditors found during their audit. This is to the dear board of directors. These are the pitfalls. Can you please fix those things? Otherwise, you as an organization will be in trouble. Paying 60 million is good. No? We are getting all these advices. Yeah. So what will happen among stakeholders? Sometimes they might, blame the board of directors, saying, like Enron story, you all are hiding the profit, hiding the revenue. It's basically window dressing. So shareholders might argue with the board of directors. It's a conflict after the conflict. So then the day-to-day proceedings of business will not happen. But because of auditors, that will not happen. So it's also the benefit, correct? Conflicts minimize, confidence enhance, and understand. This is also among the society, among the community, among the business world, then you want to go and ask for a bank loan. But usually bank books is asking. There is the audited account. Not for me. Yours. Even a stole cup. Even a sole proprietorship, one man show, single, one man on business. This bank officer will ask for audited accounts. He can't, because bank of management ask them to do this. You know, ask always audited accounts. So you have the support, and then it will spread among other banks. Or they are having, they have audited accounts, very good. They are doing very well. There is no any issues with them. Okay. Right. So what do you mean by environment? Here, do we have an environment? Here, we have an environment. We are in a classroom. We have this smart board. You all have in front of me, and I do stand on, in front of you and few other things. This is our environment today. For this next 3 hours, let's say. People can see outside. It's not beautiful because only the buildings. I'm just saying. So environment for auditor is also like when you visit the organization and when you start the audit, you might say, I have accountant next to me. I have managing director besides. No. That is not the environment of an audit or environment of an auditor place. This is different. This is our environment today classroom. Let's say some auditor is, visits us during the break. One of my friends, but I want to see you. Okay, come, let's have a chat. For him or her, this is not the environment where you and me different. So environment for auditor, environment of an audit, my dear participants, is all about, we take the cricket match, not popular, public, but let's say you have a boundary line like this. Boundary line. Over the rope, 6. Otherwise, hit the line, cross the line, 4. Across the line, 6, otherwise 4. Likewise, we just. So for auditor, environment of an audit is similar to this. Here the auditor. In a cricket match, in a particular cricket match, if you hit over the line, it will be 6. When it comes to auditor, if you hit over the line, 11. Cross the profession. What does it mean? Auditor cannot go beyond the line. Auditor cannot go beyond the line. Should be always within the boundary line. From what this boundary line constructed or comprised? Can somebody say? Auditor's boundary line. This is the auditor's environment. See, you can't go beyond. Then you are not auditor. Let's say for some reason you want to cross the line. You are not more an auditor. This boundary line of an auditor we call as environment of an auditor or environment of auditor. Either way. And this comprises in simple all the laws and regulations. So the environment of an audit, environment body is what? Laws and regulations. All the prevailing laws and regulations. So these laws and regulations, we either could categorize as statutory or we could also categorize as customs and practices. Let's look at statutory. Everybody knows this one. The bigger one, Companies Act number. Companies Act number. Sri Lankan Companies Act. Number 7 of 2007. What was the previous one? 17 of 1982. Are we going to introduce new companies? No? Yeah, in soon, probably this year or beginning of next year. Whether you have this knowledge. Why we 7 of 2007? I know what you think. You will never think that. Somebody will ask from me, why this number 7 of 2007? Why it is not number 8 of 2007? Why it is number 9? Why is not number 9 2007? You don't think, but I am asking normally when people are coming for interviews and all. Very basic questions I am asking. I don't ask double entries, fine. I don't ask accounting standards, fine. Already qualified. But I will ask, where is the VAT unit of Sri Lankan Inland Revenue Department? VAT, value-added tax. Which floor? Which side of the building? Why number 7? Why 2007? Because it is 2007 in July. Companies Act number 7 of 2007. Accounting and Auditing Act. Anybody knows that number? 15 of 1995. 15 of 1995. Accounting and Auditing Act in Sri Lanka. Like a Bible for accountants and auditors. Later we will discuss. 50% of the act for accountants, 50% of the act, rest of the 50% is for Sri Lankan auditors. 15 of 1995. Later today, you can search the Google, within half a second, it will give you the PDF document. About 10 to 12 pages, if I can. And Sri Lanka auditing standards. How many auditing standards we have at the moment in Sri Lanka? I already uploaded one. Have you noticed that? One auditing standard already uploaded. It is relevant to us maybe for today's discussion. How many? It's ringing the bell because it's close to 50. Okay, right. So I'm not going to discuss all the auditing standards with you because today I got a letter. You have only 15 days. I do discuss auditing standards comprehensively, chartered than other related, but in your case, I have to cover syllabus including this, but there are other topics as well. But usually I'm good because I'm practicing like that. Okay, so Sri Lanka auditing standards. Customs and practices. See, who am I and how do I practice auditing, especially when I was as external auditor during the time in 2002 to 2008, 6 years. It's like many people don't like me. Client organization, they don't like me. I used to, in front of my boss, partner, supposed to be the manager. I used to call. Sometimes he put the speaker. He's the other side person. Me areyavana want to call. Who? Vimal, yeah, I want to make call. Why? No. There are a few issues with him. Don't. No. I will not send him. He cut the phone and say you go. Why they don't like? You don't know. How do you know? Despite whether client organization people like me or not, I do my job. Usually I don't stop, if I want to get something out, I'll take it out. Could be under the carpet, but I know how to get it. How do you know when you ask question from a person, this person is saying truth? Your auditor. You want to discuss with me. Let's say for some reason I'm the managing director of this company. Always I'll be lying to you. You know, there are things that I know under the carpet, but I will not tell you because you are auditor. How can you get those things out? Within few minutes. There are few ways, one way, classical way that you get up. They don't know, but you are a smart guy. Ask the same question twice. Ask the same question twice, but in a different form. If it is not the same answer, there is likelihood. I don't know, where's the things now. I'm just saying, you know. Sometimes they might say, but I do my job. That is comes under this. Who am I? And it's totally different to my colleagues. There are other people who are doing lectures as well, practicing, my friends. For them it's different. For me it's different. Because we all are human beings. Our skills are different. You know all these things. We call customs and practices. And I got a call when I was also attending an audit. I got a call from the, I just only want to share this only. I'll stop at this point. And the other side, Machan, in this company balance sheet, share capital remains unchanged. In this company balance sheet, share capital remains unchanged. That means last year, what was the share capital amount? This year, the share capital amount, including the monetary value, absolute number of shares and the monetary value, much of same. We can ignore. That means we don't want to do audit because it's same. So I said, Machan, see what happened inside. Let's say you issue the shares and vote back in between the year. You issue 5,000 shares and you vote back 5,000. Balance sheet, you can see only opening balance and closing balance. See, some people see the things differently and some people want to see the same things differently. For me, in the particular entity organization, cash flow statement ending with the mammoth positive balance. Positive, not negative. You know, cash flow statement can be ended up with a negative or positive. For me, my advice to all the crew members, audit team members, if the cash flow statement ended up with positive, be very careful. Your attention must be at a pinnacle. But if that is ending up with a negative, I'll say 50. I will tell you the reason later. These all are customs and practices. Sometimes they might say Mutavisu. If that is positive, where is the risk auditor? But I know, they don't know. Let's stay into this. So we will discuss those kind of specific areas maybe later in our discussions. Practical auditing I'll take with you. But to a small tour, 1 or 2 days, I will discuss those things. So anyway, when it comes to environment, you know the meaning of environment. There could be laws and regulations printed, enacted, so statutory, and then otherwise customs practices. Depend on the particular auditor person. It's a person specific. This is common for everybody. Like many other things, why not audit? Accounting also now it's getting evolved, and also because of mainly the reason, let's say IT, people are talking about AI, people are talking about RPS, people are talking about digitalization, plus many things. So we can't stand as it is where it was started the audit. Obviously, audit also should take the lead simultaneously with accounting, marketing, engineering. You cannot stagnate. So evolution is happening. Evolution means new things, adding new things. Same thing you do earlier, now you do differently. Why not? Now these days, auditors are using mostly what? Auditors now mostly use CATS. CATS means computer aided audit techniques. Computer aided audit techniques. I'll discuss later. You have in your chapter separately. I was looking at syllabus. One of the area that I was so interesting is how to apply IT in auditing. Don't worry, I will discuss all these things. So now today, unlike those days, carrying heavy debts, with your laptops, maybe probably still you may need like mobile phone or the small tabs and things like that. But unlike you just go and have a chat with people while you are having chat, getting all this recorded, and maybe you would use the support of AI and all these things. But finally, audit opinion can't produced by robots. It should be you. But during the audit, heavily use technology. Solution. In addition to IT, one of the other reason why the evolution happened is globalization. Globalization. Those days, when we were doing charter, back in 2007, all this, we had even not be called as LKSs. Now today in accounting, you have what? SLFRSs and LKSs. Why these two? Last week, what I told you guys, you want to be a smart auditor, you should be a master of financial accounting. Master. Why you have SLFRS and LKS? 12. Okay. So, due to globalization, we have to adapt. We have to accept all these things. Sri Lanka cannot say Sri Lankan Chartered Accountants and the CA Institute. Yeah, they are. Can't say, no. See, we are a small country, beautiful island, all these stories. Globalization. Already auditing standard, I have uploaded. What is the number of them? 200. During our days, number 1. SLA is number 1. Sri Lanka auditing standard, SLAUS. Auditing means AU. SLAUS 1. I still can remember. Now, in your case, same auditing standard. Some changes. SLAUS 200. But it is globally because of that. Sometimes it's like, these are funny, like, for them 200, why for us 200? Let's start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no. 200, 201, 202. Because you have to be with them. Globalization, IT, digitalization, democratic, all this, those days started accountants. This, like, old here. Today, chartered accountants, very young people, all these demography, all these geographical changes, good or bad, let's say good. So evolution of an audit means that due to all these reasons, it's getting, give me the term, it's getting upgraded. If that is getting upgraded, we call that as evolution. Any questions so far Saturday morning? Any questions, anybody? Any questions? No? Are we good? You don't guess my age, but if I say my age, you don't believe. I think you can count. I qualified in 2007. See, today, young people, when I ask a question like, are we good? Those days, we were not like that. So today we stand here as same. That, how do you think? How old am I? 45. 45. Live the simple life. You'll be there forever in your 2025. But when it comes to studies, be hunger. Then only you will. Always, I'll tell you one thing. Study all what you want to study in your life. Believing someday you have to teach somebody this. You will be a teacher or not. But believe someday you will have to teach this to somebody. Then you will study at its maximum bottom possible. That will come. So today is Saturday. Last week we were discussing this Walmart as the giant of talent at the moment. On this earth, the world's largest organization is Walmart. I'll tell you one very interesting episode story of this lovely, brilliant, wonderful company. Today, sometimes when you put the revenue figure of Walmart, people don't believe it's a real value in Excel. That's the size of the company. And last week we were discussing every second you count. They are selling ball clock, baby doll. Just imagine the size. When the customers every second come and ask you to give a ball clock. Think about the store size, warehouse. Not I am saying you search Google whether this every second selling store is correct or not. It was a Sunday morning in US, United States of America, these days very popular due to many reasons. Married couple, quite at this their, retirement, enjoying maybe let's say 60 plus. This lady, she's having a kettle at the house. It's not properly functioning. You know the purpose of a kettle. You want to have the water or boiled water, let's say. But it's not properly functioning. You get my words, huh? This paper article is about Walmart. When you search Google, you will get some articles. It's not properly functioning. Now this lady wants to take, as usual ladies, Sri Lanka as well, that's good in a way, wants to take this kettle along with them this Sunday morning when you want to do market. So they want to buy provisions, vegetables, fruits like that. And this innocent, the husband or this person is, no. See, do you have any invoices? No. Can you remember when this was bought back? No. You don't have any records, so you want to take this kettle along with us and produce to Walmart people, they will laugh at us. Can you remember at least the year this kettle was bought? I guess it's 30 to 40 years back. 40 years before kettle bought, still not properly functioning. Think about the quality of the product. And then she had a emotional fight, and then she always in household she want and she wants to take the kettle along with the Sunday morning. While husband is doing all these other things, she just produced this to the sales officer. Son, this kettle is not properly working. Can you please help me? I can come even a month later if you tell me a date, if you can repair. Even if you can't repair, don't worry. This boy took the kettle. What was happened thereafter? This boy took the kettle from this old lady. What happened? Can somebody guess? If you were the boy of that counter, sales tower, you already took the kettle. Anybody here? Just to guess what happened in next minute? Ayyo. Just guess and tell me what happened. In Sri Lanka, Pisuda. Document that. Because Sri Lanka custom is treating as not the king, not king. Holding fine or bank gold. Within very few minutes, this boy came with the two kettles. Two kettles. One kettle is the kettle that lady handed over. That was okay. Here, madam. And the other one is brand new. Best brand kettle free of charge. The biggest story here in Walmart, this boy had a power to take the decisions. In Sri Lanka, you have to go to immediate supervisor. And that man, we can't take decision like this. Ultimately, you go to managing director chairman. Chairman having peaceful sleeping with their family or having a vacation. Sir, can we give a kettle free of charge to a very loyal customer? No. See, I don't laugh at my country. When people are asking why you are not leaving country, I have several reasons I would stay here. I love my country. Many people leave to Australia, New Zealand. There are ample opportunity for me as well, but I don't go. I don't laugh at my country, but this story about Walmart, how many things? 40 years old, no documents. Within few minutes, delegation of power to staff and see the happiness of the customers. What do you think she will do? My God. She will organize a mass event at village and say, this happened to me. No need advertisement. If you listen to our radio, we will give 10,000 rupees to you, 25,000 rupees to you. Knock the door. Here we are from this radio station. Can you count how many rupees you got? Infant kind of things London people are doing. Infants also do. Infants. Okay, so you should read stories about Walmart. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, right. Moving along. Very, very, very big topic. You will have some questions in your examination papers, please. Even I don't test. This is the same story I told always to CA students sitting for auditing. And I still can remember during my time, the lecturer said the same thing. This will be tested. You never believe what he says correct or wrong. But it was. Two stages I had when I was completing chartered auditing. In both stages, having many other things to be tested, This was test. The reason you know why? If you don't study this well, any other, skills, see, whatever you have, you can't be an auditor. Let's say for some reason you don't know independence, you don't know how to treat, salute, respect, behave. There's no point. You come and say I'm an auditor. That's what the reason. It's like a mandatory for you. Let's say I don't test. You all know celebrations. In day-to-day life, people celebrate things, birthdays, weddings, and many other things. Forget about birthdays. Weddings usually you should have a couple. Otherwise, something cannot believe on what is happening. But those days, there were celebrations in villages, small towns in Sri Lanka, with one individual. And that is because that person became chartered account. Till at this moment, I'm talking to you. Very few chartered accountants on annual basis produced by CS Sri Lanka. You all know very well how difficult to become chartered accountant. The day you crowd as chartered accountant is like you done. Celebrations after celebration. I still can remember it was my boss called Annobaboda Padiak Board. I was attending an audit in Mirigam, Loluagoda. I still can remember. Colombo Padiak Board. Celebrations after celebrations, fine. Same institution, CA, can write to you a letter. Your membership is suspended. Cannot count. Tax. And you want to be so. And do you think that there are no chartered accountants in Sri Lanka happen this? We have in Sri Lanka. Membership suspended temporarily. Not only they send a letter to you, all the listed companies. And they put into CA website as well. This particular person, due to these reasons, announced as no more chartered account. You want this one, please. If any of these principles not honored, you will get a letter. Membership suspended. If you don't believe, you ask on this. I don't know whether she exactly knows Shashi. Better go and ask from CA president. This fellow told like that, is it correct? Yes. Okay. That's why I said very important discussion is going to happen. Please. Please, okay. Right. The topic we want to take, that is auditing standard number 1 as well. You believe always number 1 is for this is because worldwide. You can see what I have uploaded. The same name goes in the auditing standard as well. General principles governing an audit. Here I controlled key general principles. Also, we call this as if somebody for some reason refers as code of ethics, same thing, please. Same thing. Some people say code of ethics. Some people use the term general principles. The day you become a chartered accountant, CS Sri Lanka is giving you a small book. It says code of ethics. It listed down all the requirements and behave you as a chartered accountant. Later in this discussion, we have the things like this, boys, you can't smoke in public as a chartered accountant. Thing is this, you want to get somebody complain, I don't know. And not for any reason you can do any work, official, personal, any, under the influence of liquor. Likewise, you have a list you never believe. That's why always the society having this acceptance for chartered accountants. They want to maintain simply because of one or two people. They just want to be put into jeopardize. Dismiss. Your membership is sorry. Because you are not fit enough to that punch. Very simple. Very simple. Out of ethics. The biggest one we want to take as number one is none other than independence. Huge one. Just tell you, like, putting in a very layman English or the plain vanilla English. If no independence, no audit, no auditing. Why? Auditing, if it's not specifically mentioned, auditing means external audit, financial statement audit. If no independence, no audit, no auditor. Last week, when we were discussing this paragraph, what do you mean by audit? If you can remember, the most weighted term is issuing independent opinion. Here the entity. Here the whole. Here you are. You are always independent. Otherwise, how, when you issue the opinion audit report, stakeholders attached, having interest in this organization, believing on you. If they want to believe on you, you should always have this independence. Independence. That is the biggest one. Number one. Independence means you are very free to take any decisions on you. You are free to do anything you wish. That's why the other people are saying those days, client, but still my boss. We don't act on behalf of client management direction simply because of offering end of the day bottle of whiskey or some other things. Please. You must always stand strong. Not by like this, but from here in your mental schema. Don't shake. I'm thinking whether to change this. Come on. Be straight. Simply say, I do my job. I do my job. There cannot be any reasons, any moments, auditor come and say, I was not able to maintain my independence. I will repeat. There cannot be any reasons, any moments, auditor can come and say, I was not able to maintain my independence. If to provide that kind of excuse, like a one, we don't want to produce chartered accountants, especially practicing auditor. We categorize independence into two. Independence in physical, independence in mind. Independence in physical, independence in mind. Many people, even at this moment I am talking to you, 18th of October 2025, don't know this. I need people. I'll take a classic example to explain these both words. Independence in physical and independence in mind. What's your name? Himasha. What's your name? Sandipani. Sandeepa. Himasha is supposed to be the auditor of our organization. We are organization. What's your name? Janit. Yes. Janit. Janit and Private Limited is our organization. Himasha is supposed to be our auditor, left hand side. She's knock the door and come inside. Sandeepa is a sister of Himasha. And she is an accountant of Janit and Private Limited. Okay. Himasha, sorry. You are Himasha, you are Sandeepa. Sandeepa. Instances number 1. Now I'm going to explain you independence in physical. It's in this camera. Independence in physical. Sandeepa joined Janit and Company Private Limited 7 years ago. And continuously she is working as an accountant, Sandeepa. We all know, bankers also know, our shareholders also know, everybody knows. 7 years, very hard. If Himasha, what they all know also, Himasha and Sandeepa are siblings. Your sister. They all know. Today, if you want to visit as auditor of Janit and Company Private Limited, do you think that your independence will be there? Because Sandeepa, the accountant, whom you always coordinate, getting the set of accounts, you are the sister, elder sister. Do you think that your independence will be maintained? Be honest. We are human beings. No. And we also no. Even she wants to say, no, I will maintain. You are siblings. That relationship is powerful than all these terms, concepts. Be honest. So if you visit today, which independence will be impaired? Physical. Physical means we all can see. If you visit today, your independence is impaired. Even you say, no, we know. 7 years ago, is your sister, everybody knows, don't come. If you come, independence in physical will be at a trouble. It's impaired. Now the other side of the story. Same story. Sandeepa joined as accountant of Janit and Company Private Limited 2 days before. 2 days before. Can happen? Can happen. And she's an accountant. From accountant left, she joined. She used to visit as audit. Do we know that they are like sisters? There's only one thing. Hardly. Bank does not know. Shareholders? No. Nobody knows. But you still visit. Will your independence in physical is at a threat? Independence is physical? No. Others don't know. What is at a threat? Independence in mind. Knowing very well, you visit and start the audit. You did not honor independence. Because your independence in mind is already impaired. So that's why. If you know as a auditor, if I do this, I will not be able to maintain my independence. Please don't do, because there are ample enough auditors. What I said, asked from you last week, I may be the worst lecturer, and you have very good lecturers. I can name even some of my friends also doing auditing. You can't select. Very first thing, take the decision. You can't do, don't accept them. There are the people. Before we move into the number 2, I want to spend a little more time on this. Let's talk about, I will invite all of you guys. Due to what reasons do you think this super important, paramount important independence as one of the greatest ever produced principal auditors will be impaired? What are the reasons? For what reasons do you think auditor is not able to maintain the independence? I have already discussed one. What is that? Family or close relationships. Already one discussed. But there is one is powerful than that. I don't like to say that, but I have to say that. I don't like to say this one is powerful than family relationships, but I have to say that. I in fact don't like to say, but I have to say. What is it? Money? Money. What is it? As a Sri Lankan, I mostly would say the number 1 should be close family relationship. But if you search the Google and additional readings, and I'm telling you now, number 1 is money. If an auditor having monetary interest, see the left hand side is an auditor, right hand side the client organization. If an auditor having any monetary interest, with the client, no independence. Regardless, you written in the stone. You go and written in the stone, I will maintain my independence. Come on, it will never happen. How is monetary interest possible? This is also possible. It's a bank, and you obtain a loan. Yes or no? Your client organization is a bank. You obtain a loan, and you want to visit as auditor. You have monetary interest. Yeah, you have to pay the loan. Money. That is not the That's okay. Here in monetary interest, it say except this relationship. Here it's okay because you are as a usual customer, another customer only for that. What are the monitoring interests possible? The interest of the client. Let me also tell. Number one, you previously obtained a loan. This is not a bank. It's not a bank. It's a plantation. You obtain a loan from an individual, one of your friends, from this organization who is currently also working at Edge, please. You obtain a loan, quite maybe a small one. But can I have this much from you? I'll settle quickly as possible. Because I don't have money to pump the fuel. I'll give you. I took a small one, but it depends on how the amount of the amount. Let's say you anyway obtain, have not yet settled. Don't go to the audit. Have not yet settled, don't go to the audit. Why? Especially if that person wants to be the finance. Don't go to the audit. Why? As far as your friend is good, is good. As far as your friend is not that good, is not that good. Means during the lunch, he will come and say, Macha, you owe to me this much. And that's enough. And that's enough to you. Or he may say, she may say, I can forget. Don't settle much. We are friends. By having a lunch. We are friends, no. Money is all a secondary. I can forget about that. No, I just said, no, forget about that. Only thing, there's a small issue, my child, if they are. You also forget about them. Okay. There is something wrong with the accounts. Policies. You forget about that. I'll forget all my money. Nobody can say these things will not happen. Best thing is don't go. Settle and go. Same thing can happen. You granted the loan to a person here. You granted. The other fellow came and asked from you, Machang, I want some money from the fuel. You gave. You are the receiver. Don't go. Why? Same thing. That fellow will come and say, I know, I have to give too much. Okay. But I will not give. Why? No, I will not give you. There's no any agreement. No. I just kidding. Here is money. That's one thing. Counts. That the other party is saying no. Money is handing over. Very bad. There's a small thing went wrong. Just right in your audit. Very bad. This thing is don't. Okay. I want to ask, which one is at a trend? Physical or mind? On the path. Physical load. Nobody is there. Nobody is there. Mind. You are in a different world. You are in a dilemma. One more. Here, last year, 2024 and 2023 as well, your audit fee that you're supposed to receive from this company client, your audit fee is still outstanding. The audit fees outstanding for 2 previous years. Don't go. Don't go. What will happen? What will happen? Finance person, because of MD told, will come and tell you, there are 2 years audit fee outstanding. Let's say this is quite sizable. Don't think about 60 million, then it's 120 million. Think about like 5 million each, 10 million. And this year 5 million including 50 million. CFO will come and tell you, look, let's come to this amicable settlement. We have to pay you this much. And we will pay you tomorrow. But small thing, don't disclose to shareholders. And that is this. If that is only 5 million this year, haven't yet even completed, you can be straight in your mind. This is previous 2 years as well. Can you sue against the company asking 10 million outstanding as audit? They basically default. Did not pay you. You will just see, hey, look. I'm not such a kind of person. You know very well about me. Okay? See, I'll withdraw from this audit. If you want to come in this direction, I will withdraw from this audit. Get a new audit. But you have to pay me last 2 years. CFO will say, no. You have to pay me. Argument. But okay, I will sue against you. CFO will say, auditors never can sue against client asking auditors. I will tell you the reason maybe in the next slide. And they know very well that. You also know as audit. You can't file a case and ask audit fees. It's private. Private. What to do? Don't go. That's a mistake. Don't go. I can discuss few more, but enough. Monetary interest. Family relationship? No. What else? Possible. What else possible? Employer-employee relationship. Here the employer. Your employee. Employer-employee relationship. This means either you directly or indirectly having employer-employee relationship with this client organization. Directly or indirectly. I'll give 1 or 2 examples for your knowledge. One of the board director called X and your name is Y. He's having money, you are having the knowledge. Now you all have a beautiful partnership, all XY. One of the board director and you having a partnership. Business in Sri Lanka. Don't go to the front. This is indirect employer-employee relationship. Classic example. Or one of the board director is having another company, private limited, not this one, another one. And you are the consultant in that company. Don't go to the audit. Likewise, entire balance till 11:30 I can discuss employer-employee relationships. Three already discussed. Monetary interest, close family relationships, employer-employee relationships. One more. We call advisor. Advisory. And in particular, we call specific or yeah. Let's say you are auditor. Here the client organization. Small tax matter arise. CFO will talk to you. Maja, there's issue with the tax. How can we resolve? Okay, I can support you. Take this way and it will resolve. Fine. That's totally fine. That's totally allowed. But this is not allowed. CFO will come and tell you, Maja, what issue you have been? What is that? You have to appear in front of the court. What? Tax matter. Why? This, that. What you expecting from me? Can you appear at the court representing me? Even my mind. CFO tell the auditor, appear at the court because you are a genius, tax genius. Appear on behalf of me. You do it. Don't do the audit. Advisory at that level is not quite under. You can support CFO to get a new accountant. That's okay. But don't sit at the interview board. Don't sit at the interview board. What's the time now? 10:05 only. 10:05. In 10 minutes, break it up. 5 minutes. We are discussing this super important topic, but I do also understand you want to be fresh. Independence is the very first general principle. Some people also called as code of ethics. Never mind. That is also accepted. So, what is independent discussed? Why it is important discussed? And how independence could be impaired so far discussed. Monetary interest, close family relationships, employee-employee relationships, beyond the advisory or consultancy. Sufficient enough at this moment. Now, I may give you a question in the paper like this, not asking how the independence of the auditor would be impaired. 5 marks. That is very important. Nature. I will give you a paragraph. Small size paragraph. You have to read and provide the answer whether independence is impaired or not. If so, due to what reasons. Okay, right. Be ready for that. Okay, any questions, anybody? Any questions? Are we good? Not sure. I'm asking from you one. Sorry, people online, you have any questions? Are you guys are there? Hello?
Yes, sir, we are listening.
Huh? Any questions? Don't have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Great. Sit down. I'll announce in a while. I'll take control. In a 5 minutes, please. Now, today in the afternoon, if possible, you speak to your grandparents, not the parents, and ask CRG. During your time also, Sri Lanka had this many companies. What are the companies you all know? I probably can say, they will say there is a company called Hunter, there is a company called BSAA was there, I think you was that time as well. Likewise, they will mention some of the companies then. Next question you must ask, CRG, what about people you know in that company? Do you know managing director? No. Chairman? No. CEO? Who is CEO? Who do you know? Accountant. About 40 to 50 years back in Sri Lanka, I'm telling you, no CEOs, MDs, chairman, society knows. Society know. Accountant. Accountant is an ambassador. No auditors. You are the CMI, what auditors? No, we believe accountant. But due to various reasons, evolutions, things like that, today we came to this moment, junction. No one believes accountant if no auditor involves. Tragedy. In one word. Tragedy. People don't believe accountant, chartered accountant, if no auditor involves. Now, what if that auditor doesn't maintain independence? People don't have any persons to believe. Sometimes auditor is a very good friend of an accountant. And sometimes the same coin, the other side, enemy. Fighting. But for the good things. But for the good things. So independence is very, very important. You love cricket. You like, not love, you like. Boys, probably. I used to play cricket. I have a few of these man of the match and things like that at my home. But now, of course, I'm older fellow. because of that, not playing much, but time to time when things organize, also I do. I love cricket, but not much these days, how things are happening. Everybody knows when the game is happening, there are two umpires. Correct. We have head umpire and the other side, so-called leg umpire. And now we have 2, 3, 4 TV umpires. We haven't had those days. One day in the morning when I was attending a class, until this start at 8:30, at that time 8 o'clock, CA, chartered students, few students. Few girls, they were in the front. I still can remember this story. Yeah, I'm telling you. When I meet some people. They were asking from you, sir, did you watch the match yesterday? Yes, yes. Sri Lanka versus India, something like that. There were two matches. What are they saying? Sir, there were two matches. Single conversation. So match देखा. Morning थी पूरा match के repeat करके देना fully. She loves cricket, but she don't understand. But actually, things like that. There are girls like that. Head umpire always having mammoth responsibility, whether especially LBW, leg behind the wicket. LBW. Very crucial decision within couple of seconds. Whereas batsman is away. No TV umpires. Think about your decision is wrong. Your decision is wrong. Basically, because of this, you said out. Unfortunately, it was misread by the umpire. What to do? No TV umpires. What will happen? This innocent batsman had to penalize. Entire team had to penalize. If that want to be a World Cup, that particular country had to. He's the Superman. Batsman. Stop at that point. Your responsibility as the head umpire, stop at the maximum country. How many people in Sri Lanka? Population? 20 million? 22 million. Stop at that point. Your audit, your judgment is wrong. How many people you think in front of you pointing? It will be 220 million. You never know. Don't ever, because of that, do mistakes with your judgment. They have excuses. Cricket umpires, you don't have excuses. They have limits. You don't have limits. You basically audit Sri Lankan listed company. There can be many foreigners invested in this company. Now see, in a cricket match, it will be stopped at the particular country level. Now this goes to entire planet. Maintain the independence, don't do any mistakes. If you maintain independence, I believe you will be able to do the audit without much doubles mistakes. Time for a break. Tip session. Online people can have, you will always have. Okay, now. Yeah. I definitely want to start. There was a small issue. Sorry, people online. It was communicated that you all have not seen the whiteboard. You're not able to take the notes. I think now will be okay. Sorry for that. Right. Let's continue. After independence, next what we have is integrity. Integrity is unlike what we already discussed, independence. So the okay. Can people see? Online? Somebody there, no? But can see? Okay.
Yes, sir, now can.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Now in integrity, what happened? It's like a formula, what I can say. Basically, integrity does refer honesty of auditor. You must be a very, very honest person. Very, very honest person. Plus, your professionalism and many other things to be added into that, not only along the honesty. So honesty alone doesn't serve the purpose of integrity in general principles or the code of ethics of auditor. Honesty is the cornerstone, but in addition to that, there should be many other things like your professional judgment, skepticism, so on and so forth. So all these together, we used to call this principle or the code of ethics as integrity. Honesty is a must because they are only we built on the integrity with other things. Now, how honest person you are is again a question mark. Even I cannot give examples like when I was doing independence before the break with you, monetary interest and all. How can I say whether you are an honest person or not? Something is irrelevant. What I can say not difficult is irrelevant. If I ask you to be honest, and if you don't be so, it's not none of my problem. That is the same way the CA wants to say for members. If you know that you want to be honest person, honesty plus other things to be clubbed together to salute, respect this integrity number 2. And if you don't be so, we can't help you. Basically, honesty again can, discuss with only one thing I will do, but others may not be much applicable. Monetary interest. How honest person you are is like how I do act Saturday morning in front of you all. Who am I now? After 11:30, I mostly, with my friends and family members. So who am I? Obviously, I'm not with like this plus physical appearance, of course, not with when I used to. Thank you. අනිත් දවසේ ප්ලේට් එක විලා කරන්නේ. අද පා. අද දැන් මේක කරන්නේ. Who am I? I should not be a different person Saturday morning in front of you, in front of my friends, or with them and my family members. If I'm a very honest person, integrity. Could be even monetary related, interest related matters or any other things. How can I tell you? Inner person, I mean, my inner person having inside of me should be the same. I know the audience is different, but I must be the same person. Honestly, it's like, classic example is this. I don't know whether I told you a country as well. 5,000 note that lying on the floor while you are walking along the road, whether you take it or not. I told you. Yes or no? Let's say, no. Let's say you are walking along the road. There's 5,000 note lying on the road. There are other people as well. Will you take it or not? 5,000 note. Nothing much we can do to take 5,000 rupees. I know better. See, it's 5,000 rupees. Will you take? I want you to be honest with me. See, honesty. Will you take it or not? And the others can see. You just pass by. You are in the forest. Only you, no one else, no even friends. There is a 5,000 rupees. Hypothetical example. Yeah, see, 5,000 rupee note. Middle of the forest. Will you take it or not? More than 90% you will take it. But nobody can see it. That's what I say. Is my honesty determined because whether others see or not, or whether my environment or the people around surround me? No, can't be. You're either done at the sali, done is who am I? If I don't take anyone else's money, not belongs to me. No, I don't take. That's the honesty. You can check whether you are such a person. If not, be so, please. You develop yourself some policies. It's your policy. You tell them. Let's say your friends, want to do something and they'll call you also. You say, my policy is not doing these things. So it's like, first of all, be honest. As a person, individual human being, and then plus many other things like professionalism, like I said, earlier, your judgments, skepticism, sorry, many other things together. Okay, so that's about integrity. That's about integrity. And the other one. Objectivity. So objectivity is this. I will take only one example. Only one, please. Sufficient enough. That's what I believe. Let's say you are auditor. While you act as an auditor, let's say client organization wants you to support in tax matters. Now the same thing we discussed earlier. So they want you to support in tax matters. At a price, they will pay you. Not as advisory earlier we discussed. Now, let's say acting as an auditor, you will be getting 1 million. $1 million. Acting as a tax, you will get about 2 million. I take hypothetical example. Now altogether 3 million, yes. Now what happened? Later, you as a human being realize tax, you can earn lot than audit. True, in Sri Lanka. So later, organization having very close relationship because of the tax matters, and that will have impact to your audit. And now the problem is your objectivity is impaired. What is your objective? Be the auditor. Make sure you are the auditor, please. Rest of all the other maybe undertakings like tax, valuations, so on and so forth are peripherals. This is your objective. Objective is to be the auditor. You at any time, at any cost, please forget all the other things. This is your objective. So the best thing is, don't undertake any other services at a price. Maybe free of charge, okay. At a price, don't undertake any other jobs in your client organization while you act as an auditor. If you accept, make sure objectivity will not impair. Forget about auditor. Let's say someday you become an accountant after qualified, join as accountant of the company. In addition to be the accountant, financial accountant, you will be also giving the administration job. I also did IT I never done. Maybe IT, forget about administration, procurement. Those two I handle. Chartered accountants can do, don't worry. Administration, procurement also giving to you. Heads of finance, administration, and procurement. To be a CEO, all the major areas of the business. You must say, yes, I can do. As chartered accountant, you must have confidence. The thing is, while accepting administration and procurement as well, cannot have those two as an excuse if you miss any finance things. You are a financial accountant. You are a head of finance. In addition to that, procurement and admin also given to you. Later you can't say because of administration things, I was not able to do this, which is in finance. Objectivity. That's what the meaning of objectivity. Who you are, for what purpose you are here, that's the number one. Rest of the things, very important. Confidentiality. Confidentiality. Okay. As the name implies, what do you guys think? Okay, wait. Anybody knows that wants to delete? We'll take another one. Yes. They have to do like this now. To take Krishna, anybody else? Sorry. Okay, right. So, yeah, yeah. Confidentiality. Being an auditor, being an auditor, you are not supposed to disclose any information to any individuals or group of people. Disclosing the information is 5 minutes. Takes time. That's what confidentiality. Let's say you are auditor. Being an auditor, you will get to know many information. And the information that you got to know, you cannot disclose to anybody, any individual, any group of people, for any reason, you cannot disclose. If you do so, confidentiality will be at a threat. Number one. Scenario number one. Scenario number two. Even if you don't disclose, you are not disclosing now anyway. But still, not disclose, no? Sorry. So you are a good auditor, you don't disclose. Still, confidentiality will be at a threat. If you disclose, no, any other thoughts, no second thoughts, no counter argument, confidentiality is at a threat impaired. Let's say you don't disclose, you are a very good auditor, still confidentiality is at a threat. How that happen? For example, let's say Janit and Company Private Limited audit Himashi now. Himashi got to know something. She can't say anything to family members, friends regarding the audit current proceedings, no. So you are a very good auditor. So you honor and respect the confidentiality, so it will not impair. Let's say you are not disclosing. You maintain the silence. Still the confidentiality would be impaired. There's no problem. No. Confidentiality itself, it says don't disclose. So you need to. But still the confidentiality is impaired. How? Anybody else? Many people don't know this. They think if you don't disclose, confidentiality will satisfy. No. Even if you don't disclose, confidentiality will be there. If you do this, what is that? You don't go and tell to anybody. You are a very good auditor. But you are doing this one knowingly or unknowingly. What is this? No, you are not disclosing anything. Whether the truth or false, you are not disclosing. See, not disclose, but still confidentiality impaired. Why? How that is possible? You only know this information. You don't tell anyone. Confidentiality breach. How? Entirely factor. Kilo. And the sugar. Not good for me at this age. You don't disclose to anybody, but still your confidentiality breach. Come on. You use that information for your personal advantage. Let's say, Janit Private Limited is going to amalgamate the business with the Hasun Private Limited. You know that will happen in 6 months' time. You are auditor. What do you do? You don't tell anybody. Very good. Confidentiality honored. Salute. Respect. No. You reserve the shares of both Janit and Kasun companies, Colombo Stock Exchange. Knowing very well, share price will be skyrocketed after the amalgamation. Earn money. Confidentiality breach. Listen this careful. One more thing, which is quite complicated. Many people don't know this. Now you know. Even you don't disclose, confidentiality breach. If I test in your paper, now you know how to answer. Always auditing with examples. Provide the answer with examples. That is the best mantra to earn the marks in auditing. Another point is number 3. You are disclosing. Listen this carefully. You are disclosing. Confidentiality will not breach. Give an example. Now you want to map these two. In one occasion, when you disclose confidentiality breach, in one occasion another, when you disclose confidentiality does not breach. How that can happen? So your answer should be hereafter. Confidentiality means not disclosing the information to others. Answer wrong. Because even you don't disclose, confidentiality breach if you use for your personal benefit. So your answer anyway is wrong. Your answer is again don't try. Even you disclose confidentiality, do not breach. Example. So you go home, okay? Imagine. Just hypothetical. Say you have a brother and a sister. Brother is about to qualify, child. Already having a job into finance. Guy is very good in the, in and out capital markets inside. And your sister still at grade 5. While having dinner with these two, you say, these days my audit is at Janit and Company. Janit is going to amalgamate with Kasum and private limited. You don't book the shares. You just tell them as siblings. And you finish the dinner. And somebody map this. You have a brother about to qualify CA, already having a job, that means having money. Guy is good in capital markets in and out. Other one is grade 5. Disclosing to your brother, confidentiality will breach. Disclosing to your sister at grade 5, confidentiality doesn't breach. Why? To whom you disclose will act, certainly will act to gain benefit, monetary. Then you reach the confidentiality. You got the point? But grade 5, two companies go to the bed. Your brother, next day morning, reserve the shares. Okay, very good. Right. So when you study like that, always, not that confidentiality. You go and ask some people, what is confidentiality? Not disclose. Utter rubbish bullshit. Even if you don't disclose, confidentiality teach. And you disclose, confidentiality don't teach. Study here, please. These are lovely, all these principles are very interesting. Two things together. Professional competence and duty. Last week when I was here, it was very challenging to me, but I gave you this one opportunity. I myself took to a toss as a lecturer, but I do so. About my competency, and I asked you whether do you think that I do have knowledge, skill, like on this, and you guys majority state as we believe. So that's why I'm here today also. Same way. I know. Sorry, actually, I forgot to tell you guys one thing. Now, we started with the independence of, followed by independence, I'll come later, followed by all the other principles, code of ethics, applicable to me as well. She has a, let's say, she's already qualified and she's a chartered accountant qualified auditor. To her as well. I do teach you as under the topic of audit, but it doesn't mean integrity doesn't apply to me. I am now in the commercial sector. My company is close by. Objectivity for me as well. CA can send a letter. We find that you are not honoring the objectivity. Cancel. Confidentiality, yes. My God, I do have access to many information, even Chairman does not. And many friends to whom with I having this relationship, I know they will take any actions next minute. So I don't. And this one as well, professional competence. Here I'm a lecturer. I'm not auditor. But I have to have the competence. I'm an accountant. I have to have a competence. Not because of father, mother, ministers, go after people and have these positions. You have the skill set, knowledge, experience, and you're suitable enough. There were occasions in my life when offered some higher positions, I do reject. I used to reject, saying that I don't think I can do it. Not CEO, CFO, yes, was offered, but I don't think I can do this. I had a courage, and mostly, following this, UK, of course, I have, but competence. Maybe the scope is very huge. Let me all, stay another 5 years time. Rethink something like that. Not now. Sometimes that only happens. So, like as see, we have to always be honest, and that honest comes here again. Professional competence. Not to say people are CF. I mean that, but you are not doing anything CFO related jobs. What's the point? There are very good enough, ample enough Sri Lanka CFOs. Why don't you give the opportunity? You have to have the professional competence. 3 things: skill, knowledge number 1, sorry. Knowledge, skill, experience. Professional competence. That's the government. Our normal language sets up our word there. And the word do. Be like that. Otherwise, no point. What's the point you sitting as CFO where your rest of the whole staff say, see better. What's the point? Rather, you want to hear people say, CFO went there. And CFO. Be like that. Professional competence. Be like that. These are the auditors. Real auditors are. Classic example for auditors. See, trying to hear from society like that. So professional competence. Due care, of course. When I was here last week, we were discussing. I used to throw away the defects and things like that. Due care means it's okay that very, very minimal chance that you do a mistake, but don't hide. Don't hide. Due care is like always, you know what you are doing exactly to the point, and there is no any chance. Now, for example, I'll take different example here. You are an accountant. You basically offered a cabin cubicle where even chairman doesn't have. Most of the companies offered a cabin, cubicle, lockable door, all these things for accountant. In an organization structure, not at a very high rank. Okay. Even chairman doesn't have. Person who owns the company. He doesn't have a room. But given to you. Do you think for what purpose is given to me? Why? All the confidential information with you as accountant. Okay. You are writing a check on a confidential matter. One of your friend called. Macam, put up with the network. You keep that on the table. Door is open. Go and meet the friend. 2 minutes enough. 2 minutes enough. But dorak dila timune dorak tina kamarya lock karle. Later you will come and say, "Ayyo, mama, anything what never this will happen." Or people know, yeah, people are like that. 2 mistakes. Ekak me sudah tila gila. Tahu tak? very important වැඩක් කරන ගමන් යාළුවගේ gossip වලට ගියේ. You want to come and say, I'm a chartered accountant, all these things. End of the day. Okay, please. So I look at it for an example, everybody can understand what you mean by leave care. Not now, Masha. I mean a very important one. No, serious. Not now. If you want to go, take the check with other documents, go to this one, lock that, have the key here with you, lock the door, here the key. Then you go. Okay. I mean, if I apply to auditors, you can understand. They have to be very careful as auditors. No, I'm very unreasonable to say this. I know it's very injustification, but you don't have any room to do mistakes despite you are a human being the day you become auditor. My Lord, I'm also a human being. Okay, right. So no any room, please. I got a call one day. Boy that I had a very good this one because other than he was in my class, we used to play this cricket, so-called cricket. He used to come and we play together like that, having very good this one. Who qualified to? Old level. So very qualified. Very good. Now I will forget everything. You, it was a curse that mother. It is very difficult to become a chartered accountant. I don't want to tell you, you know very well. Last week I told you, I studied for 18 hours. 18 hours. I used to sleep at, not the bed, but the couch or let's say something. If I go to bed, I know it will have like a couple of hours sleep. And I know how difficult, he knows how difficult. I told him. How difficult? Yes. Are you already qualified? Yes. Remember this very well today, I am telling to you. Becoming a chartered accountant is very difficult. And maintaining the position as a chartered accountant is multiple million times difficult than become a chartered accountant. From tomorrow onwards, nobody will treat you as a student. You are a member. Yesterday, you couldn't answer some of the accounting standard questions I asked. Tomorrow, when I ask, you must answer for all the questions I ask. Okay. So that is professional competence. You have to be like that. Walking library. Walking library. Topic. What's the time now? 7 o'clock. 11? 11:30 already. Topic for everything. That's okay. Next week onwards, we have to little bit accelerate. Here, I don't like to accelerate because it's my fiduciary duty. Any audience I need, this one to be installed here and there, including how important. Professional behavior. I'll give you things and we'll continue next week onwards. These are the 5 things. And I already told you are a human being, but again and again, no excuses even in front of the court. Not only your professional job, personal life. Making up, but the working. not at office, had a drink with friends, and there was a small issue. Finish. Okay. Yes, Samara Kolom, Samar Hobby, Taradam. Don't say that. See, annually we have event. Last weekend, we used to drink, we used to sing, we used to dance. All the chartered accounts, there were 2,000 chartered accounts. We together, have a small drink, dance, singing. Come on, nobody's there to complain. You understand the moments, moments in life. At home also you have a drink. Friends, you have very good this one. I don't ask you to please drink, but I'm saying this topic is because of that. No smoking. No smoking. Let's say now, during the break, I went down and want to have a cigarette. How do you feel about myself? Be honest. You can see that I used to smoke a cigarette during the break. Your perception had about me, what will happen to that? Something, yeah. That's it. What to do? If you want to seriously have it after this class, not somewhere here, but you guys cannot see. It doesn't say, anyway, it's not to coherent. It doesn't say no, you can't. You can't in this way. What way? Your actions, your behaviors, your reactions cannot bring any discredit to you as a member. Any discredit to the other fellow members and any discredit to CA. Is it? Society cannot say, oh, is CA members. Because of it. Then you make it again. See, other things like at a meeting, you are sitting also as one of the participants to the meeting. People are eagerly awaiting until our chartered accountant to raise the voice, talk, on what ground or the discussion he wants to open up. People are waiting now. And later, what I told earlier, let me withdraw. Sorry. There are people, there are chartered accountants like that. The shame. Wait until your time comes. And once it comes, demonstrate that you are a chartered accountant. What you said is written in the story. Only few words. Crafted. ඒකනේ අපගොල්ලෝ අහන්න ආස. And when you attend into the meetings, mobile phones. Some people when they attend in the meetings, who is selling phone another one, like a bundle like. Scoring, අතරමක පාරක්. අති පැහැදිලිව පේනවාද? නෑ කිසි පොසිෂන් එකක් දුන්නට කම්පැනි එකේ දුන්න මොඩකම කියලා ලොක්කට හිතෙනවා. වගේ. Keep the mobile phone at office. Keep silent at your pocket. They don't want to see whether what Apple phone or what you are using. They want what you are thinking at this moment, what your solution for this. Tamara we know cigarette phone ne. To show I'm masculine. Those days, some girls believe like when people are smoking cigarettes, it's like as masculine. Not like these cigarettes, like, there are brands that you actually wants to be a masculine, otherwise you can't smoke such cigarettes. Nowadays, what a shame to have packet of cigarette at your pocket, attending the meetings. Samaru eka me sutti. Think about that you do as chartered accountant very first meeting. What will happen? What will happen? Finish, no, everything. For so long years. In the government, see, number chartered account. What I do? You don't know. India. Some, many things I will cut short. Talking, walking. There are chartered accountants walk like this for interviews like that. Why? Where's your crown? I'm the chartered accountant. Who wants to come? Come. I can have any battle of arguments. Be like this. But some of the interviews are. Once you take to the interview room, that's why they are saying we will inform you later because they used to see by the camera. A long podium, hari corridor, hari walk around the interview, be careful. For example, this is the interview room. You are sitting here, don't worry. But this is the interview board. You may be sitting here, and there is very sort of like the passage that you want to walk. Be careful. They monitor you. You're going to see hereafter they are very reasonable. Hereafter you will be the ambassador. You have to go to Inland Revenue, you have to go to banks, you have to go to POI. This is move within the Gandhi. They don't think so. You have a file, let's say. Some people are like this. See, I just want to tell these things because let me use this openly. The term I love you guys as young people. You say you want to be this and that. That's also what I want. Till now, I didn't ask my per hour rate pay by SAP campus. Walk like this. Walk like this. Talking, walking, and your signature is also a matter. When I was at grade 9 in school, I did commerce. Teacher was asking because of the topic is checks. How to cross the checks. I had a lot of enthusiasm. And I was sitting in the classroom along with 20, 30 plus my other team or students. Then she was asking, raise the hand, haven't seen check before in your life. Real life check. Yeah, look after the she did a very smart thing. She took me to the principal officer. I will show you. I'm one honestly now. And she now what I want to tell. After about I did my level 99. After about 2019, I used to sign almost 80-90 million checks. Just imagine and how the life, the same topic, curricular life began. And it's a first signature. You know the responsibility for the first signature. The signatures matter. If your signature is copied by someone else, it happen or not happen? Or you Srilanka. Your signature is also right. Then my signature can practice කරන්න. Nobody can copy. How? Generally, you have to take the pen. Signature එක ගන්නකොට pen ගන්න ඕනේ. මතාම දෙක තුනක්. Pen. It is very difficult to copy. And it should be long. Some signatures are like this. Anybody can copy. It should be very, very long. Like this. Mami, check here again. Where am I? Get it again. And it's again. Very difficult copy. Very interesting topic. There are many other things I want to say. Especially for girls, outfit. Seriously, there are a lot of stories. Then see, when girls wearing a sari, it's very beautiful. No, we open these. This way also they are very nice. But sari is like very suitable for office and okay as office attire. We actually like to see. Be honest. There was sometimes I can remember because of the fashion day, so called the way that you wear the sari. Traditional sari, if you wear, generally 75% of the body covered. 25% is okay, exposed to the environment. But these young girls, when they used to wear the sari, ratio is little bit upset. 75%, 80% exposed. Hardly 20% covered. No, I'm just kidding by that way, but I can remember that they are asking actually, when attending to meeting with them, I think I'm Nikila. So I believe very well, small touch to the sari, balance 20% also, collapse to the floor, open to the can't be. Okay. Very especially code of ethics, girls, outfit, wearing, I will cut short next week at the beginning also when we started and we'll wrap up. We have two more, one more, or two more, sorry. Along with other things to be discussed. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you very much. All the very much. Thank you guys online. Okay. All the very best.